Alright, I wrote a whole script for this video, but I think I'm just gonna go off of my heart for this rather than to just talk out of my ass from a script and read it like a robot. So I'll try to proofread what I wrote and read things like a robot that need read like a robot, I guess. I played Marvel's Ultimate Alliance when I was a kid, like long time ago, at least, of course, over a decade ago, almost 2 decades ago, because boy's pushing 23. Yeah, I played Ultimate Alliance when I was a kid with my brother. We were obsessed with, superheroes and shit. We were bonding over it. We love spending time together specifically on games and shit, because we didn't really have much else to do besides, like, go play in the yard and beat each other with sticks or some shit, pretend we were superheroes. So when we finally got the chance to, like, sit inside and play the games together, that was more of a meaningful thing to us, because we could bond over something. We both like superheroes. I feel like he was more of a DC guy and I was more of a Marvel guy. This is how I see it. I don't know about nowadays. My brother's 3 years older than me. Marvel's Ultimate Alliance was released by Raven Software, Beenox, and Vicarious Visions, and published by Activision in October 24th, 2006. So I was about 4 at the time, because my birthday was August. So I was 4 when the game came out. I definitely did not play it when it released. I played it like at least after. I played it at least a year, maybe 2 after, because I didn't get cognitive memory. Maybe I did when I was 4. I might be talking out my ass. Maybe I did play it when it released, but just not super soon. Maybe like at least 6 months to a year after. My brother and I got it through a friend of the family, or maybe my cousin gave us a DVD case full of PS2 games, because they gave away their PS2 when we got it. Well, we had to keep their PS2. We had a PS2. It was really weird. And we got their DVD case, we opened it up, went through it all, we saw Ultimate Alliance in there, and we didn't know that it existed, and we thought it was hot shit. So, we pulled it out, started playing it. And like PS2 games with kids, or any disc with, children that are barely above the age of 6, the disc got scratched on the PS2 version. And luckily, we played it later on the original Xbox. And, the big fucking VCR console with a fucking ugly-ass big controller as well, the Duke. Side tangent. The reason why we played it on the Xbox was because we got our own Xbox because I spilled chocolate milk on my dad's Xbox when I was a kid. So my poor dad, pulling out the Xbox for some reason, probably to clean it or something, remove it off the shelf. My dumbass 4-year-old self comes over, chocolate milk's like, dude! And then it fucking lands on it. Destroys the console. I don't know how much longer after. I don't know if it was towards Christmas, or I think it might have been like tax season. So maybe like, was tax season February, March, April, something like that. Around the start of springtime. We hit up the mall and we got ourselves an Xbox, the fucking OG Xbox. I got Halo 2 with it, and it was all at a fucking Game Crazy, if you even know what that is, because GameStop is the only thing that you can get shit at now. So if you're a younger Gen Z or Gen Alpha, you have no clue what I'm talking about. But y'all that know Game Crazy, drop it in the comments, share your best memories. And then right after we hit up the fucking White Castle, and then we took our bitch ass home. And I remember just being in the car looking at the cover of Halo 2. Like, it was going to be the hottest shit I've ever played in my life. Same with Ultimate Alliance, because I think we had to get a new copy of Ultimate Alliance, because I don't know if we already had it for the Xbox, or if I don't think we already had one for the Xbox. Because when I spilled that chocolate milk on my dad's Xbox, I don't even think it was the year yet. So I might have been like 3 when I did that. So it was over a year later at least, maybe. That whole trip is just etched into my memory. Like, even from how far along that is. That's like almost 20 years ago from when I was a baby. And you shouldn't remember things from when you're like 4. This detailed in memory. But later in life, just a few years later, my dad got an Xbox 360, and it came with Ultimate Alliance bundled with it. So we played 4-player co-op and 3-player, mostly because it was me, my brother, and my dad. But I think the 4th person was usually like whoever was staying with us at the time, like adult-wise, because there was always some adult flinging to our house because they couldn't afford living on their own and all other shit. And that was a different ball game at the time, because I was hyped for my dad getting an Xbox 360. It was a new gen console, but I was more hyped at the fact that I just seen Spider-Man 3 in theaters at the time. and got school supplies, and my backpack was Spider-Man 3 themed, like my pencils, it didn't matter what it was. Everything I had was Spider-Man 3 themed because I loved Spider-Man. I thought my dad was Spider-Man, and he still is, by the way. I didn't think, he is. I know. Not like that, but I had a Tobey Maguire obsession. I still do. He's hot. I don't give a fuck. Don't at me. Besides me telling just blatant stories about my childhood or whatever's going on. The OG Xbox version of Ultimate Alliance is objectively the best in terms of the graphics design itself, because the PS2 game had the exact same style, but it had lower quality graphics and sound effects. The original Xbox had a higher push rate with its hardware. It was just objectively harder hardware. It was like actually powerful. It was basically a more of a PC inside of a box rather than the PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2 ran off of some bullshit. Harder to develop for everything else. DirectX was kind of just the shit. You can look it up and compare it yourself. The Xbox 360 / the remastered versions that came out later have a different style and just don't look as good. Like, I guess if you like the more realistic style instead of the comic book style, you're probably gonna like it, but objectively here, I don't like it. I don't think it matches. I think the comic book style fits better. It matches the game's tones better. Everything about it. Objectively, PS2 version, better. Out the window. With the rest of them. Fuck them. Ultimate Alliance 2 was a blur, though. Like, Ultimate Alliance 2, like, I barely played it. I played the PS2 version on PCSX2 emulation, and because I never owned it when I was growing up. Like, it's basically borderline unplayable nowadays because of licensing issues. Same with the first game. Shout out to Activision for never re-releasing it beyond 2016 or whenever the fuck they did it. Because it was only available for a year, or maybe not even that, like 6 months, and then it was gone. So thanks for that, Activision. People would really like to play these games, and it's really hard to find them, and if you manage to even get them working on modern hardware, congrats, I guess. Never touched Ultimate Alliance 3. It's a Switch exclusive. I own one. Like, I own the Switch, but games are we all know Nintendo right now, like, games are so expensive, and it just doesn't look appealing. Like, it objectively doesn't look good. It has less characters. It doesn't really have the gameplay that you would expect from Ultimate Alliance. It just don't look good. Ultimate Alliance 1 is just untouchable. Its RPG elements are perfectly balanced. There's nothing too simple or overcomplicated about it. It's basically just, you have 4 special moves. You can switch them out for other special moves in the skill tree, and you have characters that use them more often, or their basic attacks are better, you know, shit like that. And they match their characters. Not a single character is off-brand for their character. And every voice actor in this game is genuinely doing their best at making these roles seem cool and fresh, because we didn't have interpretations of these characters, 90% of them, in other media. So when you hear Wolverine, it's Steve Bloom, I don't know how to pronounce his name, who is Tank Dempsey from Call of Duty. I think everybody knows him, and everybody knows him as Wolverine, as like easily one of his most recognizable roles. And in the game you have Captain America, Deadpool, Elektra, Human Torch, Iceman, Invisible Woman, Iron Man, Luke Cage, Mr. Fantastic, Ms. Marvel, Spider-Man, Spider-Woman, Storm, The Thing, Thor, Wolverine, Black Panther, Blade, Daredevil, Doctor Strange, Ghost Rider, Nick Fury, and the Silver Surfer. And some of these are lock characters, some of them are off the bat. And the game features, like, I don't know how many endings, but you can get different endings depending on the choices that you make throughout the game. Because it, like I said, is an RPG. It is the most full-fledged of an RPG, especially for its time, too. It's pretty impressive, the year 2006. And you could just shape the entire ending to a different type of ending. It's so cool. Because you can either fail an objective or pass the objective or just choose a different choice and affect the ending of the game. It's honestly goated and pretty ahead of its time. Like, that's some like Telltale Games type shit, that if they were to do this, that they wouldn't have good gameplay. Sorry to Telltale fans. But in the long run, I guess, of this rant and video, Marvel Ultimate Alliance is more than just a game to me. For one, it's an amazing game, and it's a very good product of its time. And if you haven't PCSX2 or Xenu or Zemu, whatever the fuck the Xbox emulation is for the original Xbox, if it runs good, play it on there. I unfortunately do not have the hardware for it. It is a great game. If you have never played it, give it a try. If you have played it, let me know your memories associated with this game and what you played it on and who you played it with. Drop it in the comments, y'all. It had the heart, the style, the balls, and sadly nothing else has ever hit quite the same. I mean, Marvel Ultimate Alliance is it's still hot shit till this day. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, thanks for watching my rant, I guess. That was the video. Let me know, guys, how this video was. Let me know if you like it, and maybe I'll make more shit like this.